Dan?
Thank you, Al. And there are 4 field teams yet to be decided this afternoon, happening right down in front of us. 3 of them on the women's side with the long jump, the high jump, and the shot put. 1 men's team yet to be decided. That's in the discus. And Larry Rawson, we've seen so many things happen over the last week as we've been covering these field events. I think back to last Saturday and Willie Banks and his 59-plus triple jump, but maybe the most special was last Monday night.
It was, Dan. I agree with you. The reality of the situation is that 42 times in history, Larry Myricks has faced Carl Lewis in long jump competition. After the event, they said this was the most intense rivalry, this particular occasion at the trials. The reality of the situation was it was the finest long jump competition in the history of the event.
These are the conditions that Carl Lewis and the other long jumpers had to deal with during last Monday night's long jump competition. As he stood at the top of the runway, Carl Lewis was already down to Larry Myricks, who had jumped 28 feet 3/4 inch. If that wasn't enough, it started to rain quite hard.
This was Lewis's second attempt in the rain. Superb effort. I spoke to him afterwards and asked him why he wanted to continue in the rain. He said, I was already in the runway when it started to rain hard. I was really focused. Watch him kind of drop down, much like an athlete trying to touch the rim in basketball. Takes a shorter step on his last step, plants and lifts. He's bringing more speed down the runway in the long jump than he ever has in history.
And that speed produced the lead with a jump of 28 feet 2 1/4 inches. This man's on top of his game and knows it. After a 20-minute rain delay, it was Larry Myricks' turn. Keep in mind that Carl Lewis has the longest winning streak in track and field at 54 events. But the last time he lost was to this man, Larry Myricks, over 7 years ago.
Myricks brings almost the same speed as Lewis does. He drops down well and gets off a tremendous attempt. He carries in 98% of the speed down the runway that Carl does. He's almost as fast. Watch him drop down on his last step and reach. Knee drives high. He reaches forward, extends well. It almost carries him right out of the pit.
Myricks parlays that effort into the best jump of his career as he goes 28 feet 8 1/4 inches, and he reclaimed the lead on Carl Lewis.
He is just 2 inches shy of the best that Carl Lewis has ever long jumped.
And that, of course, set up Carl Lewis, the premier long jumper in the world today. And I think everyone in this stadium knew that Carl was going to uncork a big one.
Not as much height as he often gets, but he's faster down the runway than he has ever been in history. Watch him also shorten his last step. Drop down and lift and reach for the sky. He falls forward, gets off a great jump as he almost drifts out of the pit.
And Carl's jump that time 28 feet 9 inches to take number 1 and the competition. But Larry Myricks is philosophical about finishing second. He wants to win in Seoul.
I thought I had him, but, you know, Carl's a heck of a competitor. Can't take anything away from the guy. He's a great athlete. We have a very strong team to take to Seoul, and I'm looking for us to possibly go 1, 2, 3. It was very nice.
The third member of that team that is going to Seoul is Mike Powell. Talk about pressure. He had fouled on 4 of his previous jumps and needed the best jump of his career to make the team.
Reached down well for that jump. Now, he didn't know exactly how far the distance was, but I think he felt he was out in personal record territory. Laine looked like he was on the team with a jump of 27, 3 1/4 until that.
27 feet 5 1/4 inches. Mike Powell knows he makes the team as he embraces his roommate and fellow soulmate, Willie Banks.
Well, the elder statesman on the long jump team, Larry Myricks at age 32. That's part of the future. Mike Powell just 24.
Thank you very much, Dan. I'm trying to talk Carl Lewis into playing for the Dallas Cowboys. They did indeed draft him. He wants to go to Seoul instead. We'll talk to him in a moment. Was joined by Carl Lewis. Carl, a great meet. Joe DeLoach, he's a friend of yours, I thought.
Yes, he is a friend of mine, and the funny thing about it, I train him during the season. I'm one of the coaches at University of Houston, and goodness, we get out of the collegiate season, and the guy goes out and beats me.
No respect whatsoever. Carl, can we do 4 again in Seoul?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, Frank, I feel in a great position right now because after 84, the only thing I wanted to do was go back, and now that I'm going to Seoul, it's exciting. But I think the opportunity is there, and I'm looking forward to it.
The 200-meter preliminary is about an hour before the final of the long jump. What's that going to do to Carl Lewis?
Well, right now, we're trying to get the Olympic Committee to see if they can move the schedule. They've moved it in the past for other athletes, and I believe that with the help of everybody, especially all of us Americans supporting it, we can get the time changed, and that'll make it easier.
You know, you do have a full support of the American public now. Carl, when you left the 84 games, you won the 4 gold medals. Were you upset? Were you hurt by the perception that was of you by the American public when you left? It wasn't really what I think you anticipated.
Well, no, I wasn't. I tell you, so many people have been nice to me for so many years. Everywhere I go, I'm recognized, and people inspire me to move on, and everyone roots me on. And I think the main thing is that 84 had a lot of misunderstandings, but now it's 88. People are supportive. Everyone's excited. I'm back, and I have the opportunity to represent the United States again, and that's just even more exciting.
You know, it's a different Carl Lewis there. You're at ease with yourself or something. You just exude confidence.
Right. I really do feel a lot more confidence. It's exciting. I love the sport. I love track. And I also can focus more on the sport, and it's a lot easier for me now because everything isn't turned into what's Carl doing this step, and how's his haircut, or what's he doing that step. Everyone focuses on track, and I really enjoy it.
Back to track, Ben Johnson. He still holds the world's record in what I think you want more than anything is the 100 in Seoul. The confrontation is building. How do you feel about it?
I feel great about it, Frank. This is just my 4th meet of the season, and I've had my best race ever, and two of my 3 top races of ever. So I think that I'm in good shape. I've always been saying the Americans are going to bring it home, and I'm ready to take the challenge. And if I'm going to be the best American over there, well, then I expect to be the best in the world.
Carl, thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
Good luck. Stay healthy. Look for you in Seoul.
We're going to bring it home now.
I believe that. Coming up live, Florence Griffith-Joyner in the women's 200, Roger Kingdom in the 110-meter high hurdles. But next, Mary Slaney in the women's 1500 after this commercial and a word from our station.